This is Brandon Odoms, aka BMike, BMike Films, BMike Customs. Basically, the way 2 Cent was created, believe it or not, it was sort of like a formula that came about. Then I would see the Access television shows and see how they were done and see how they look. And I would go home and see the shows on TV and see how glossy they were and how well they looked, but the content wasn't always as fruitful and as beneficial as the content on Access television. And then I looked at my generation and the needs of my generation as being young and black male, our needs for is what we need to see with the information that we need to be talking about. And I sort of put them all together. I thought about there had to be a way to bridge that gap, to make something that was addressing issues that looked just as well as any other TV show on mainstream TV, and was at the same time geared toward the young community, geared toward them so they could open their eyes and watch. So that's how the initial idea of 2 Cent came about. Gradually, a true group of people came together, and we realized the chemistry we had, and we became a family. Everybody in the group is very talented. Each one got their own dream, their own that meshes together, that becomes this TV show 2 Cent. We got writers, we got actors, we got musical people that's musically gifted. We got people that's good with production, people that's good with camera, people that's good with just organizing. The main idea of the show, like I said, like 2 Cent, like the word itself, 2 Cent. When somebody on the street corner said, they gave their 2 cent, or somebody said, and that's my 2 cent. It's giving your opinion, it's giving your worth, a piece of your mind. Because the young generation is often misrepresented. When you look at television today and you see all the stuff on TV is geared toward the young generation. It's normally geared to the extent that this is what you should be like. The shows is showing you what's cool, it's showing you what's hot. So when you look at it, you're looking at that saying, okay, that's what I want to be like. I want to live like that. I want to talk like that. I want to look like that. And and that's a false representation, because that's making us as if we're a monolithic group of people. And all young people, we're not the same. We all individuals. We all got our own opinions. We all feel differently on different issues. So that's what 2 Cent is about. We want to represent the difference. We want to represent just you giving your 2 cent. You might have an opinion on something. They might have an opinion on something. It might not be different, but just the whole fact that you can come out and give that's going to help other people realize and look at, when they look at 2 Cent on the TV, they're going to be like, that's interesting. I mean, look how they came about. Look how they did it. I could come up with a way to do it too. I mean, look how they came up on that issue. Look how they thought about it. Look how they spoke their word, spoke their mind. Whether it was a piece of poetry they wrote, or whether it was a song they did, or whether they just grinding in the streets with a rap group or something. Just seeing other young people doing something and coming up with their own way of doing it, speaking their 2 cent. That's gonna help other young people out there that's watching want to be the same. So instead of trying to promote this monolithic way of thinking and this way of promoting ignorance like a lot of the shows do today, we trying to promote knowledge and let people know that it's hot. It's hot to be yourself. It's hot to do things your own way. It's hot to come up with your own perception, to come up with your own 2 cent, and stand up on those 2 cent and represent that 2 cent. Because when you look at history, everybody that ever did anything, they did it because they spoke their 2 cent and they stood on their 2 cent, and they didn't let anybody else tell them how they were supposed to do it, or tell them that this is the way it's supposed to be. The rap industry showed us that a positive message and a conscious voice has an ear. When you look at cats like Kanye West and Common, who came out with a conscious voice and a positive message, people embrace that. And we're trying to show that a lot more people will embrace that message if you just feed them the right food. And that's what we're trying to do. 2 Cent's going to feed you the right food. This is Brandon, BMike Odoms, creative 2 Cent. And all I got is my 2 cent, so that's my 2 cent. 1.